This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. The U.S. Census Bureau hosted Census Day Monday in Washington, D.C. Officials marked 1 year out of when the 2020 survey will begin. The agency has a number of partners and campaigns across the country to encourage people to participate in the census. Efforts are underway to ensure more accurate accounts of tribal communities. Chickasaw Nation Governor Bill Anatubby spoke about U.S. government treaty and trust responsibility and how the census is essential for the allocation of funding. He says tribes can do their part to encourage tribal citizens to participate.
So the Chickasaw Nation has formed a complete count committee for this purpose. And we've launched an awareness campaign that includes an advertising campaign in both tribal and local outlets, direct mail pieces to reach citizens and employees at their homes, encouraging them to participate. We have a heavy online and social media presence and informational booths and kiosks at facilities and events throughout the year. We encourage all tribal nations to institute their own initiatives.
Officials say the 2010 census undercounted Native Americans, and they hope to improve numbers in 2020. A bill to ban Indian mascots in public schools in Maine passed out of a legislative committee Monday, the Bangor Daily News reports. The bill would prevent schools from using Indian mascots and logos for names or sports teams. It comes after the Skowhegan School Board recently voted to end the use of its Indian mascot. Some community members have vowed to fight to try to keep it. Members of the Penobscot Nation are in support of the bill. The bill passed the Education and Cultural Affairs Committee 7-5. A federal judge recently ruled Oklahoma's Indian arts law violates the U.S. Constitution and is more constrictive than federal Indian arts and crafts law, the Oklahoman reports. The Oklahoma law prohibits art labeling as American Indian if the artist is not from a federally recognized tribe. It was challenged by a member of a state-recognized tribe. Laws are intended to help protect Native art and artists from fake art. Oklahoma's Attorney General is reportedly reviewing the decision. Healthcare workers and advocates say there's still much work to be done to combat HIV and AIDS-related stigma in tribal communities. They say efforts include education and advocacy for open dialogue, much like other issues are being talked about more in Indian country, such as missing and murdered Indigenous women. Ann White is with the Albuquerque Area Indian Health Board.
When we talk about HIV, we have to also have the conversations around the factors that may put somebody at risk for HIV. And murdered and missing Indigenous women and girls is one of those issues that is becoming more talked about in our communities, and we have to figure out how we include that into our messaging and into our conversations and into the work that we're doing, because all of those things can play a factor into HIV prevention, as well as harm reduction, domestic violence, intimate partner violence, harm reduction. All of those things are interwoven into HIV work.
White was among healthcare workers and advocates at the Circle of Harmony HIV/AIDS Wellness Conference held last week in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced by Koahnic Broadcast Corporation, with funding by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
From northern Minnesota, Red Lake Nation Foods is pleased to support this show and share the bounty of the harvests, wild rice products, and wild fruit jams, jellies, and syrups produced by American Indians and available at redlakenationfoods.com.
Support by BNSF Railway, moving our economy for over 165 years. Our vision is to operate injury and accident-free with safety programs, training, and technology. More at bnsf.com/tribal relations.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.